What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I wanted to cover a couple articles, so let's get to it. Okay, cool. So this should be a very short video, but this is an article that someone actually sent me that's dealing with Windows 11. And I know this is a Linux channel, but I typically try to cover things that are happening in the news or articles that I find super interesting. But as you can see by the title, it's super cool. It's basically saying your PC won't support Windows 11. Maybe it's time to try Linux. Which is, what I push on my channel. I always recommend people try out Linux, even if you just use the live ISO, to actually check it out and try the distribution that you're attempting to install on your system. That will give you a lot of information on how to actually use the operating system, which is super cool. Now, like I stated, this article actually came out July 9th, 2021. But it has some interesting points that I want to kind of go through and just cover. And it says, did you check to see if your PC is eligible for an update to Windows 11? Now, one thing about that, Windows came out with a tool that you can install on your Windows 10 system that allow you to check to see if your PC will work with Windows 11. And based on the information that's been posted online and various forum boards, it's a lot of people where Windows 11 won't be supported on their system. Now let me go down and click over here to the minimal system requirements right fast so I can kind of cover them for you. But this is the system requirements down here. Right here it says Windows 11 systems requirement. According to Microsoft, if your computer doesn't meet the following requirements, your device will not be able to run Windows 11. If that's the case, you'll need to buy a new PC to run the new operating system. And that's a big problem for a lot of people out here. You may not have the extra money to purchase a new system in order to get Windows 11. And of course, you can continue still using Windows 10 because it'll still be supported up until the point Microsoft wants to push it to the side, which I think will be a very long time. But anyway, let's go through the requirements. It basically says processor, 8th generation Intel CPU, AMD Ryzen 2000 or newer. So, and then the RAM 4 gigabits or more, storage 64 gigabits or lower storage device such as a hard drive or SSD, system firmware, UEFI and secure boot compatible, TPM. Now this is one of the problems that a lot of people didn't have. They need TPM 2.0, which is trusted platform module. That's something you have to make changes in the BIOS, but actually I found a fix for that I'll talk about a little later. It's another article I wanted to cover. But the graphics card compatible with DirectX 12 or later with WDDM 2.0 driver. Display, a HD display, at least 720p, so 1280 by 720 resolution, larger than 9 inches diagonally, 8 bits per color channel. And then it says internet connection and Microsoft account, the typical stuff. But of all these features, the requirement of TPM 2.0 might be the most unexpected reason your slightly older Windows 10 PC can't run Windows 11. So that's the problem that a lot of people are going to have right there when it comes to the requirement for TPM 2.0. But let's go back to the original article, and I just wanted to read a little more down here. It's basically saying to try the Linux operating system if you don't meet those requirements. There are a bunch of different distributions out there. I actually have a distro review coming up because Elementary OS is one that they suggest in this article, but they just came out with a new version of Elementary OS that I wanted to cover, which is fantastic distribution, which kind of reminds me of Macintosh, but it's super cool distribution. I think you should check it out if your system won't allow you to upgrade to Windows 11. Now it says right here, even if you still decide to buy a Windows 11 capable PC, installing Linux on your old device allows you to continue getting use out of your still functioning hardware at no cost to you, which is super cool. That's why I always talk about recycling old hardware. This is a great way to recycle old hardware. So if your system is too old to take Windows 11, then you can use that as a backup system, install Linux on it, and just learn and understand how to actually get into it. It's a super cool distribution, like I said. And then down in the article, it also states, additionally, many modern distros like Ubuntu, Elementary OS, and Fedora strive to give you high functionality and sleek, progressive looks right out of the box. And it's super simple. It's very user friendly. A lot of these distributions nowadays, where if you've used a PC within the last couple years, you can easily pick up a Linux distro and just use the system for basic functionality. So super cool. Now let me scroll down a little bit more, but it goes through how to actually try it. Basically, you just download it, and I have plenty of videos on downloading a distribution, installing it to a USB drive, and then plugging it into your system. You can actually try it. Most distributions, they have a try port within the live ISO. You could try it or you can install it, and that's one thing you want to do to test your hardware as well. You basically try the operating system, and everything is there, install all applications and all that stuff, and you can use the system just as if it was installed on the actual hardware. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this article. I just wanted to point it out to you guys that it's a good time to try Linux, what I'm saying, because it's going to be a lot of systems out here that are not supported by Windows 11, and it's just something for you to try, that's different, and it's an operating system that I heavily suggest people check out. Now, it was another article I wanted to go through, and it's super simple, but basically there is a new ASUS BIOS update, enables TPM 2.0, and I know this just applies to ASUS BIOS, but I know a lot of people are buying gaming laptops, and ASUS is one of the biggest producers of the gaming market. Based on what I've seen, as far as they're up there, as far as the gaming systems that they release, they're pretty good. But they're coming out with a BIOS update, like it states right here, that'll allow people to upgrade to Windows 11. So you'll see that BIOS update being pushed out. It says ASUS has released BIOS updates for over 200 motherboard models to automatically enable the built-in TPM 2.0 security process so that users can upgrade to Windows 11, which is super cool. Because and it's crazy, I seen my actual kids' computers, because they have ASUS computers, and they were receiving updates to the BIOS a couple times. I think this week it was 2 or 3 BIOS updates that were pushed to the actual system, and they had to restore the system and did the upgrade to the BIOS. And I actually didn't go in and verify that these updates changed TPM settings within the BIOS, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking that's what those updates were, because you rarely see BIOS updates getting pushed like that. A lot of times, well, at least back in the day, you used to have to physically get a USB drive, install or put the update on a flash drive, and then plug it into your system, boot into the BIOS, and then update the BIOS from there. Nowadays, they are actually pushing that to the system itself through Windows, which is super cool. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. This super cool article, check it out. I have the links down in the description of the video. If you have any questions, leave comments down in the comment boxes below, and of course, keep it techie.